Hey guys, we're back for another reaction video, and before we start the video, I just wanted to say, because I noticed this, my previous video I talked about how once again I've got my glasses on, I got my nerdy glasses on, feeling really nerdy, and decided to put my nerdy glasses on, but these aren't real glasses. I talked about getting a new light, and I have this light. I tried it out last video and it lit up the shot. However, I've talked about this in previous videos like a long time ago when I was doing my video series, when I was doing my Time of Death Plays It game series. And I was talking about how I hate LED lights because they interfere with my TV antennas. And I will prove that to you now, because after I finished my previous video, I looked at my graphs for my TV antennas. And while I was making my video, the signal just died. And so I'm going to prove that to you right now. So here is one of my tuners, one of my TV tuners. So this is channel 2. So basically, this LED light that I got, you can see it's like spikes up to in the 50s. This is just noise generated by this light, and so it's been in the VHF low band. So basically, I don't want to get too technical here, but I will give you the 100% undisputed truth. Okay, so this is channel 5. This is one of my local channels, and it's not coming in right now because you can see there's no signal quality, no symbol quality. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my light off, and you're going to see this is going to turn green or yellow or something, I forget. But you're going to see some colors. See? Just that easy. I turn the light off, the station comes in, I'm going to turn the light back on, and it's going to die. So that's annoying. But what can you do, right? Anyway, I just wanted to say. Anyway, we are back. We are back for another video, and I have to get comfortable now, so give me a second. Okay, there's a whole series of steps that I have to go through in order to become comfortable for these videos, and it seems I have done it now. So in this video, we are going to be revisiting one of my most popular maps, one of my most popular Doom levels, maybe my most popular, one of my most popular, or at least one of my most well-received Doom levels. So me as a Doom mapper, people seem to be split on whether they like my maps or not. Some people like them, some people don't. Other people obviously don't care. My maps are sort of in a niche, within a niche, within a niche. I mean, I do make like the harder style maps, tend to be slaughter maps, but even some people who like slaughter maps don't like my maps because there are also other aspects of my levels that sort of rub people the wrong way. However, for this level, but I didn't even say what the level was. We're not going to be playing. We're going to be looking at the room below. So this was, yeah, for whatever reason, people seem to respond to this in a positive way. As you can see, I've got 4 stars. That's really high for one of my maps. It only has 9 reviews, so I mean it's not a big sample size. However, I'll take what I can get. So this is an interesting level because this is one of my very, very, very few Doom 1 levels. So I've mentioned before in one of my old videos how I don't like Doom 1. I feel like Doom 1 was immediately, I had the word on the edge of my tongue. But as soon as Doom 2 was released, it's right there. Doom 1 became obsolete. That's what I wanted to say. Because Doom 2 had the super shotgun, Doom 2 had the extra Doom 2 monsters, Archvile, Revenant. I mean, two of the best monsters in the entire game. And then it also had other monsters as well. But with the addition of those new items, Doom 1 suddenly became obsolete. And so I've always, I mean, Doom 1's a cool game, obviously. But compared to Doom 2, it's just, you can't compare them. Because Doom 2 has the same stuff that Doom 1 has, plus it has the extra stuff that makes it even way better. And so I've always been critical of Doom 1 stuff, Doom 1 maps, because, you know, a lot of people, they try and do the traditional style of gameplay in Doom 1 that revolves around the single shotgun and the chain gun. And I cannot stand that type of gameplay after we were introduced to the super shotgun. And so Doom 1 has some great weapons. It has the rocket launcher and it has the BFG, two of the best weapons in the entire game. But, you know, with your traditional gameplay, those weapons are supposed to be saved for like special occasions, right? Also, Doom 1 has the Cyber Demon, which is probably one of the best monsters in the game, but that's considered a boss monster. And so a lot of people in traditional gameplay levels, they don't want to use the Cyber Demon very often. And so that's another one of my critiques, one of my pet peeves about Doom 1 levels. So now, with that being said, I think it's completely possible to make a really good Doom 1 level. And that's what I tried to do with this level. I wanted to make a Doom 1 level that I would like, that I would rate highly. And I absolutely achieved that. I was extremely happy with how this level turned out. It not only was it made for Doom 1, it was made for the original version of Doom 1. Now, if you, I don't know if you know this or not, but Doom 1 was sort of re-released after Doom 2 as the Ultimate Doom. And that had the extra 4th episode. So the original Doom 1 game was released in 93, I think. December something 93. I love playing with my glasses. It's so fun. I love these glasses so much. I wish I had glasses. I need to go have an eye test because I need glasses. But I'm loving the glasses so much. I lost my train of thought because I was talking about the glasses. Oh, that's pretty bad. Oh. I'm not even joking. I can't remember what I was saying. I was doing so well too. I was talking nonstop, and that was it. Okay, I was talking about Doom 1 levels, Doom 1 gameplay. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to do with this level. Oh, yes, I remember now. Took a little while, but I got there. That's what being 42 does to you. You become stupid, though I've been stupid for a long time. But not only is this a Doom 1 level, it is made for the original Doom. Yeah, so Doom 1 was initially released 1993. It had 3 episodes. And then Doom 2 was released like a year later or something. And once Doom 2 was released, the Doom engine was updated. It had been updated as the months went on. And Doom 2 introduced a bunch of new line def actions. I should open up Doom Builder, by the way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So where is it? Is it this where I want to be? I think it is. Yeah. So once again, I'm on Windows 11, right? I didn't have any of my Doom stuff on here. I didn't have a level editor. I was trying to download a level editor today, and it was just like pulling teeth. I've been using Doom Builder 1.68. That's really old. It's like 20 years old. I was using it on Windows XP, and then I was able to get it working on Windows 10. And I tried to get it working on Windows 11, but it didn't work. And so I tried downloading Doom Builder. I don't even know what this is. Doom Builder X or something? Oh, not this, but this right here. I think it's Doom Builder X. Yeah, DBX. I tried downloading this, and it downloaded, but I tried to open it, and it kept wanting me to install a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, okay, whatever, screw off. And so I tried installing Ultimate Doom Builder. That worked, but I opened a map in it, and the layout was confusing, and I didn't know what to do. So I went back to this. I installed everything it wanted me to install, and I finally got it working. And it seems like it's a good program. So if I can ever map again, I'm looking forward to it. But so let's do this. I think it looks good. It does remind me of the original Doom Builder, so that's really good. But what was I talking about again? Once again, I lost my train of thought. There's too much new stuff happening. And my senses are being overwhelmed. I was talking about, the line def actions. Yeah, so, and that's another thing about Doom Builder X. Anyway, so let's go to a line def action. I haven't actually done this yet. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. They're not separated by floors. Okay, I don't know. Is it possible to do that? Oh, okay. You can do this. Okay, good. I mean, I did open this, but I didn't go through all the options. So basically, I'll give you an example. So with the doors, the original Doom, like it did not have any of the fast doors. It had no fast stuff. It had no fast lifts. It also had no other actions that aren't coming to my head immediately. It also didn't have a monster teleporter. Like you can have teleport lines that only monsters can activate. That did not exist in the original Doom. So there was a whole bunch of line def actions that were added in Doom 2. And so I wanted to make this Doom 1 level have only use the line def actions that are found in the original 3-episode version of Doom 1. And it was really cool because in Doom Builder 1.68, it had 2 different configurations. It had a configuration for Doom, and it had a configuration for Ultimate Doom. Ultimate Doom was the version of Doom that was released after Doom 2. And so that also contained all of the line def actions from Doom 2. Whereas the Doom configuration was the initial 3-episode version of Doom that only had those line def actions. And I think there was also one less sector effect. So unfortunately with whatever this is, Doom Builder X, there is no, like there's a Doom configuration, but that is Ultimate Doom. And then there's no Ultimate Doom. So there's no way to distinguish between between Ultimate Doom and the original 3-episode version of Doom, unfortunately. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about there. So that's what I was trying to do while I was making the room below. I wanted to make a really cool adventure map for Doom 1, for the original version of Doom 1. So pretend like Doom 1 was just released back in 1993, and you come across this level, and you're like, oh my God, this is the best map ever. And maybe. And I did test it out on the original Doom. I think I didn't test it out initially on like so basically the last version of Doom, like the game engine version of or whatever, is like version 1.9 or something. But you can sort of downgrade your WAD file. I think it's the WAD file. You can downgrade it to a previous version, and I did that. I don't know if I went all the way down. I did go down to 1.666, the version. That version, and it did play fine. I used it on Doom.exe, Vanilla Doom, in Windows XP, and it did work. So that's very good. Yeah. So I mean, this was also made for the original Vanilla Doom. So that introduces a lot of limitations, like you can't have too many sectors. There are various overflows that you have to deal with, and so you have to make your map very carefully. And so that's what I did. And so we're just gonna. So basically, I recorded a max demo shortly after I released the map. That's what I always did. And we're going to be watching that. But first, I just want to go through some of the comments just to see how people like me so much. So this is by Roofy, one of my favorite Ultimate Doom map. It's not an Ultimate Doom map, by the way. So that's an incorrect thing. Map from the Doom community. The room below has a very linear progression and gather all Todd's gimmicks, but has an insane number of awesome tricks and really creative themes and textures usage. The small underwater area was one of the best part. That's a really cool part, by the way. I will point that out when we get there. French detailed review. Yeah, this guy's French. I'm not going to read the French review. This guy says, not enough ammo. That's completely fair to say because it is quite a tricky map. But he did give it 4 stars, so thank you very much for doing that. Marsaic, he said, I thought this was called the floor below. It was, and we're going to get into that shortly. As you can see up here, the floor below. But this doesn't matter. This is a cool WAD with cool tricks and technically tricky gameplay with a cool aesthetic. So it's cool all around, exclamation point. It's more approachable than some of Todd's other works. No offense, an acquired taste, that is all. An acquired taste is all, but you'll still need some stamina to beat it. Yes, it might seem more approachable, at least initially, but it really isn't, I don't think. So I don't know why this map gets that reputation of being a little more approachable. I'm not sure, because there's like cyber demons right off the bat. So I don't do the difficulty settings. I find that to be a complete waste of time. Maybe they're added in this, I'm not sure, but that was very positive review. So Zalua, this guy's Polish. He says, a time of death map that is actually beatable. I'm impressed, and I can actually recommend this to others, but be aware that this takes about an hour to beat. This is probably, I think, yeah, usually I'm not sure, but he has posted negative reviews on a bunch of my maps. I did highlight this review because he posted on another one of my WODs that I talked about, and he gave me 5 stars, so very good. And then Walter Confetti says, pretty awesome and insane vanilla. I repeat here, all you see works on Doom with DOSBox. Indeed it does. Maps with lots of cool tricks. Played a beta of this level on Doom World ages ago. Recommended. Unknown date. What? All right, so there you go. A lot of people liking what I'm doing. So now we're just going to go to my initial thread. So I released this in apparently October 29th, 2013. By the way, I want to 100% make sure that's accurate. Maybe it says it over here. It says submitted. It doesn't say released. Okay, I can look at the WOD date. Why is there 2 things open? Oh, right, because of that. Okay. Getting a little discombobulated here. That's what I wanted. I wanted this. So what's the date on this? November 3rd, 2013? Why? Why is that? Oh, right. Because I did edit the WOD after I released it. Yeah, to fix to fix a bug, and I was able to fix the bug without desyncing my demo, which is really good, because desyncing it's really easy to desync your demo if you move around stuff, if you add new sectors, if you move vertices and stuff like that. But I was able to do it without desyncing the demo, so I was really proud of that. So let's go back to here. Let's do this. Yeah, October 29th, 2013. That was the initial release date, just before Halloween. And so whenever I think, like, that's a long time ago, right? That's like not quite 12 years. It's my nuts are so itchy. Sorry about that. I had to. I lost my train of thought once again. Today, I'm just absolutely stupid. By the way, trolling staple. Now, I did get banned from Doom World. Not this account, though. I had 2 different accounts. I initially registered. I initially signed up to Doom World back in 2004 under a different name. And then I re-signed up under this name because this is the name I was using. And then fast forward a bunch of years, like 10 plus years, and then Doom World gave you the option to change your name. And so I thought, okay, I'll go back to my initial, to my original account, and I just changed the name on the account. So, and that's the account that got banned. I don't know if this account got banned. I'm assuming it did, because they also gave me a new trolling staple custom title. So, but I have not logged into this account since 2019. All right. But yeah, when I think of, when I look at these old dates like this, I try and think of what I was doing at the time, like where, what I was releasing in terms of Doom levels, what I was releasing in terms of music. It helps me put it into perspective on just how old this is and how long ago that was. So back 2013, I had released Escaping the Spiral Labyrinth. It was, that was my first album that had vocals all the way through. And to me, that just seems like so long ago. Crazy amount of time. Whereas The Floor Below, this does not seem like it was that long ago. And this is like one of my best maps. So I was at my peak right around now in terms of mapping and whatnot. So let's just we'll read the thread. The Floor Below tried making a map compatible with the original vanilla Doom using Choco render limits, stock textures, original Doom line actions, etc. That's what I was talking about, original Doom line actions. I was probably not as obvious as how I described it here. Part of the reason was because I didn't really know what I was talking about back then, because all I used as a guide was how I would open up Doom Builder 1.68 and it would have two different configurations for Doom. One was Doom, the other one was Ultimate Doom, and I had noticed that the Doom configuration had less line def actions. And so I didn't realize until after I released this that what all that was all about. And then I go on to say, added some tricks you've probably already seen before, except maybe the underwater part. Once again, I talk about the underwater part. We will see that eventually. Hi, I died a few times and then fell off the elevator and got stuck. Don't know if that's fixable because you've got a lot of clever stuff going on. Yeah, this never happened to me, by the way. He fell off basically the second room, I guess. He fell off the elevator. In order to do that, I think you have to do a glide or something, and that never happened to me, but I did fix that bug after that. Also, was E1M8 supposed to be renamed? Yes, I made this on my old Windows XP computer that did not have sound, and so I did add new music, but I forgot to rename it to whatever the map was on, and so you never got to hear the music. Probably too hard for me to beat without saving because I'm a wimp, but I like what I see so far. Edit impossible for me to beat without saving in a million years, but I'm enjoying it anyhow. Yeah, it's quite a tricky map, especially if you're not saving. So, and it's long too. So I know my demo is 36 minutes, I believe. Yeah, so the video itself is 37 minutes. Dragon's Breathman says, FDA, I got stuck too. I think he got stuck in the same spot. Rivik says, hi, blah. This was another FDA. I didn't get stuck like others, apparently. I just died the good old-fashioned way. Anyways, very impressive effects, especially without boom shenanigans. Gameplay was great, too. It's very rare that a Doom 1 map can hold my attention. Ditto, same with me. That's why I made this level. Dickish traps, some very mean Baron usage. I like it. I was able to guess right enough times to survive as long as I did, but wasn't expecting the room to completely discombobulate after the yellow key. Now, I was trying to think what he was talking about, because I'm trying to think where the yellow key was and what happens after you get the yellow key. I have an idea, but I'm not sure. We'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, so I can picture where the blue key is. I don't know where the red key is, and I don't know where the yellow key is. There, I can see where another key is, but anyways, we'll come across that eventually. Map looks extremely fun so far. We'll play again with saves. Maybe I'll try to get a max demo that will inevitably be worse than when you decide to record on it. And he does the tongue out emoji. Haha. So then we have 40 ounce. 40 ounce got banned too. This was a long time ago, back when he wasn't banned. A time of death map with only Doom 1 monsters can't be that hard, right? Ooh. Just wait and see. That's the joke he was making. Grueling is the only word I have for that. It's way past my skill level. Still, I pushed on, and through copious saves and even more deaths, beat it in the end. Visually, it's extremely impressive. Yeah, that's one thing about this map. It's very nice looking for one of my maps. Generally, I'm sort of, I guess I have a bit of a reputation for not caring as much as putting as much time towards the visuals as perhaps other people do, but I do appreciate good visuals, and sometimes in this map, for example, I will really focus on it and I'll try to make it look really cool. Visually, okay, I already read that. Even more so considering it's vanilla compatible, though I also found it harsh because of the use of Redwall 1 in so many places and the full bright dark contrast. However, this is an appropriate look for this kind of level. There were many times I had to remind myself that I was just playing a vanilla level, given the number of architectural tricks. I assume you know this, but it's quite easy to avoid the slime area and the Crusher Gallery entirely. It's quite easy to avoid the slime area and the Crusher Gallery. The Crusher Gallery, I can see that, but it's easy to avoid the slime area? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe it is. I know what he's talking about. I'm just trying to think, because that might be the part that Rivix was talking about. Maybe you don't even have to do that stuff in order to continue progressing through the level. However, if you want to kill all the monsters, you have to go down there. But that's interesting. Let's just look over here, by the way, because we have it open. So this is where's the crusher area? This is the crusher gallery that he was talking about. All these rooms here, they have crushers. So what happens after? So I get the key here. There's a key right. Where's the key? There's supposed to be a key. No, the key's right here. So there's the yellow key. Okay. So you get the yellow key, and then I guess you can go back out the door and go here and then leave. However, the stairs go down, and then you can go in here. Yeah. So I guess this is optional. Yeah. Okay. That was probably intentional. So this is like an optional area, in it if you want to kill all the monsters. God damn it. All right, so let's continue. Grade level, but best for good players or masochists. Hope to see some demos on this. Oh, indeedy. I did post a demo after this. I thought it'd be really funny if you called it the room below, since you can't have rooms below you in Vanilla Doom. Or was that the joke anyways, and I'm slow? You're not slow, but that was the joke, yes. However, I did like this guy's idea about the room below so much that I named the WAD that. You can see the room below. I changed it from the floor below to the room below because I like that name better. Well, architectural wise, it looks pretty impressive. I will give this a try when I get home for Nito. And then I post, I say, thanks for playing, FDAs, etc. Yeah, I forgot to change the music. My comp doesn't have a sound card, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't notice. Weird, I never got stuck like that while testing. But I made the bottom sector damaging now and re-uploaded. Rivix, you made it pretty far. Even with those anti-FDA traps. Fufu, yeah, it's the joke. Like how buildings have different floor stories. But I like the room below better, so I hope it's okay if I steal that title and rename the WAD. I'm trying for a max demo, but the farthest I got so far was the room in the 5th picture in the op. By the way, there are no pictures here. I just noticed that. Does this not work anymore? No, it works. Where were these pictures from? I thought I had uploaded them to the same link as this, to the same domain. Apparently not. Maybe they were Imager ones. I'm not sure. So basically, I was trying for a max demo on the 30th of October. So this is 1 p.m. And then I ended up getting one. And what? An hour later? 1:14, 1:59. It may have been my next attempt or my next 2 attempts or something. I ended up getting an exit. I was wondering, time of death needs a breathe. Oh, right. So what did I say? By the way, I pressed pause because the dog wandered back inside. I remember that. This is one of the only demos that I pressed pause during. So that must have been Kobe. Kobe likes to go on the balcony a lot. He liked to go on. He's not with us anymore. But he would often do that, and he would want to come back in. Then he'd want to go back out, and then he'd want to come back in, and then he'd want to go back out. So I was trying to do my demo, and then he wanted to come back in, and so I let him in. And I pressed pause, and I let him in. I was wondering, Time of Death needs a breather on his own map. Anyhow, great run, very effective BFG use against all those barons. Yeah, it's okay. You can take my title idea, but I get a cut of the profits now. Okay, I will give you a cut of everything I made from it so far. What is half of $0? I'm not sure. Played 2 days ago. Another puzzle slaughter map is Todd Cannon. Very cool architecture and lots of awesome vanilla engine tricks. Anyway, here we go with the bugs I found on the played on Vanilla Doom with DOSBox. That's really cool that he played on Vanilla Doom with DOSBox. Map flows fine for the big part of the level, but in some parts the map goes very slowly. That's true. The door that leads to the yellow key in the magic staircase room doesn't work from the other side for better understanding. Yes, that was intentional. I do mention that. Here's a full album of fancy home and slime trails. There's a lot of homes in the underwater part on Vanilla Doom because there were too many lines, and so I wanted to put this boat in the underwater area. It was just for the looks. It had no purpose. It was just for how it looked, and it did cause a lot of Hall of Mirrors effects because there were too many lines. But I wanted to have the boat in there so much. Thanks a lot for testing in Doom EXE. Do you know why those sky horizons give a home? Oh, in vanilla, but not Pierre Boom. Yeah, apparently there was a problem with the sky horizons. This is when I learned about this. It didn't appear in Pierre Boom Plus, which is vanilla compatible. However, the original Doom EXE, it sort of renders them slightly differently, and it gave a Hall of Mirrors effect. Pretty sure Pierre Boom Plus is still limit removing, even with Comp Level 2. Did you try it in Chocolate Doom? Yes, some of the Sky Horizons are also homing in Chocolate Doom, but I don't understand why. They aren't breaking any limits, so I'm guessing it's something specific about the Sky Horizons. It is. And then one cause of homes that can occur in vanilla is if you have sectors with the sky flat used on both the floor and the ceiling. Yes, so that's what this guy's talking about. Todd, read this thread. And I think that's what this thread talks about. Apparently Memphis got banned too. How many banned people do we have in this thread? Just a question, did you put the F-Sky 1 sector directly to the attached non-sky sectors like this? Does this work still, by the way? I'm not sure. If it is that way that you did, you must put a subsector in the sky sector of the size of the reference main room sector. For example, if sector 1 is tall 0 to 128, you had to do your subsector of sector 2 of that height. I hope it could be helpful and easy to understand. Thanks for the replies, moving F-Sky from the floors. We took the homes away in Chalk Doom. By the way, Walter, that door to the yellow key opens from a switch. Okay, so there. We read through the entire thread. I don't know if that was necessary, but we did. And so now we're going to watch the demo. Oh, okay. So first of all, let's turn the music off. And let's load it up again. All right, so here we go. By the way, the start is really cool. So you start in a room, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm going to have to talk about this. So there are four platforms, four pillars that have cyber demons on them. And so you're like, oh shit, I don't have any weapons. What's going to happen? But you cross a line and they disappear down into the ground. So if you look, the room you're in, it's a large room. And then you go into a smaller room right here, past the barrels. Okay. And so now we are taking an elevator down. And then it's going to take a little while. And then we're going to go back into the same room. However, it's going to be, the room we were in initially, the start room, it's at a certain height. And then we're going down an elevator. And then we're going to go back into the same room. But all the floors have lowered and the ceilings have lowered too. And so that was tricky to do because, you can't have, in original Doom, you can't have a room over another room because Doom maps consist of sectors, which only has a floor and a ceiling height. And so one sector, you can't put another sector on top of it because it's just 2D, it's two-dimensional, right? And so to get around this, I had to do some trickery with the floors. The floors were not trickeried as much. It was the ceilings. I used a trick that I had discovered. So here's that room right here. So basically you start here and then this room is on one floor height. You go in here, this goes down, and then you go back into the same room and all the floors have gone down and the ceilings have gone down too. And so one of the tricks, because you have to sort of pick and choose what line def actions you use. And especially with the original 3-episode Doom 1, you don't have as many line def actions. And so I had to sort of hack it so that everything would sort of look okay. So while this is going down, the elevator, the floors in this room are going down as well. And so I also needed a bunch of control sectors, a bunch of dummy sectors. So if I just you can see they're highlighting up here too. And so I have dummy sectors up there and then I have control sectors up here as well that control the destination height of the floors and the ceilings. and that sort of stuff. And then some of the ceilings, it uses the door open line def action. And so what that is, but I hacked it up. And so I discovered this. If you, so basically the door action, what happens when you open a door? So let's just go here. So I think this is the door action. Yeah, D1 door open stay. So when you do this, it opens this sector here, this door sector, to 4 units below the lowest ceiling. So for this one, the lowest ceiling is this, right? It's 144. So when you open this door, it's this sector's ceiling height is going to be 140. However, normally you can't. So there is another line def action for ceilings to trigger ceilings. There aren't that many, but there are a few. There's like barely any, and they're all lower except for lower to floor, lower to floor, lower to 8 above floor, lower to 8 above floor, lower to 8 above floor, and that's the floor it's on. And then this is lower to floor, and so ceiling raise, and then so you could also have you can raise the ceiling with a door effect, but another thing you can do is you can lower ceilings instantly, and by using the door line def action. So if you put like a control sector over here and you make it like really low, you press this and it's going to instantly lower to 4 units below the control sector's height. So that's what I did for some of these ceilings in order to make them come down fast enough and to the proper height. And then this part right here, this part is it might not look interesting because it's just monsters, teleporting into onto the elevator. However, I had to hack this up too, because you may notice there are 2 different teleport destinations that the monsters are coming into. But what that means is you would have to have 2 different sector tags, and you would have to have 2 different sectors. However, you may notice that the floor is lowering very slowly. And you may notice, if I let it play, that it doesn't lower all the way to the ground. So normally this style of floor lowering, what am I trying to say? So there's one way to make the floor lower. You could do floor lower to lowest floor, right? However, when the floor gets to its destination height, you can notice that to the sides, there's no adjacent floor. The floor keeps going down on the sides of the elevator. So I obviously didn't use floor lower to lowest floor in order to lower this. And so the only other option is to use floor lower to highest floor. However, how is that possible? Because you have a sector here and a sector here. So obviously they're touching and they're not going to move because the highest floor is themselves. They're adjacent, they're next to each other. They're adjacent sectors, and so they're not going to move. So I had to hack it up. And I needed 2 sectors because I needed 2 sector tags for the 2 teleport destinations. So what I did, I love touching my glasses. So what I did was, so you have the 2 sectors right here. But I think that I had to hack it up so that they technically weren't actually adjacent to each other. So this line def here probably references like this sector over here or something, as opposed to, because normally a line def has a front and a back sector. It references a front and a back sector, right? So what sector is this? This is sector 34. Look at the bottom left-hand corner, right? So that's sector 34. So the front part of this line will reference sector 34. So let's just go to here. Yeah, 34. And so the back is 13. So that must be this sector right here, this bottom sector. And so this must be, the back must be 13. And so the front is 14. Okay, so this is 34. This is 14, right? Did we determine that? 14 and 34. So what does this do? What sectors? So this is 14 and this is 13. Okay, so which is 14? Is this 14? Yeah, so okay, so this line references this sector, but the back of the line references this sector. And so the game thinks that these sectors aren't touching. And so that's how I was able to hack it up. And so that's why, and I'm also stacking line defs. So you can't tell. Oh, no. Okay, I use this. Yeah, so it's floor lower to highest floor. And I'm not sure. So it's tag 4. This must be tag 4 too, right? This is tag 9. Okay, so I must have stacked line defs on this one too. So what happens if I press delete? Yeah, so this is so hacky. Okay, so there are 2 lines. So this one, okay, so the front part of the line def here references this sector. And then, but if I delete this, then we have this line here. And so the back part of this line would reference this sector, which is 34, right? Yeah, 34. And then the front references 13, which is the outer part. Okay, so now I know why. And so there are 2 line defs that lower these sectors, that lower the elevator. So this is tag 9, which is this sector, tag 9, yes. And then this sector is tag 4. So we have overlapping lines. There's a bunch of that happen in this map. So I just wanted to point that out because we're already doing a lot of hacky stuff, and it might not be obvious. But anyone who knows the ins and outs of Doom would be like, hey, how is that even possible? And there's no visual glitch either. So it looks perfectly normal. So you may have noticed the room is different now. So I think I also changed the light level of the room, because the first room, in the start room, it was really dark, but I wanted to give the illusion that this was a different room, right? And so I also changed the light level. Also, there were windows in the first room, in the original room. However, I think they were different. They were in different locations. So basically, there's a sector here, and then this wall here is a sector, and I think that goes all the way up to where the original to where the start room was, and there were windows there. And so basically, this here was a window, this here was a window, and this here was a window. I think that's how I did it. But what I was saying earlier about how there are good monsters, there are good weapons in Doom 1. It's just people don't use them properly because they go for the traditional style of gameplay, which involves a lot of single shotgun and chain gun usage. And so with this one, I wanted to focus on the best parts of Doom 1. So that is the rocket launcher, that is the BFG, that is the Cyber Demons as well, and also the Barons. So basically, the only mid-tier monsters are really the Cybers. Well, Cybers aren't really mid-tier, but when you're using the BFG, it's basically just Barons and Cyber Demons. Those are the strongest monsters. And then there are also Caco Demons, but when you have a BFG, they're, even with the rocket launcher, they're not really mid-tier monsters anymore. So there's a lot of two-shotting of the Cybers in this level. Rare usage of the chain gun in this map. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, the Cyber Demon's dead already. Unfortunately, you can't see it because, you know, this is supposed to be a speed run. But if you weren't trying to go fast, you'd notice that there were a bunch of like little square sectors above the Cyber's head. So the Cyber Demon, there's an invisible wall in front of him, so he can't see you. And this is another trick I wanted to use. So basically, with crushers in Doom, if you have a whole bunch of crushers, it adds the damage for each crusher. And so you can kill a Cyber Demon in just a matter of like a couple seconds if you put enough crushers. And so that's what I did for this. And then you just press the switch. All the crusher sectors start to crush the Cyber, and he dies within a matter of a couple seconds. He's already dead. You got a little glimpse of it, of the crushers. Did you see that? Yeah, so basically you have this room here, this hallway, this rectangular hallway. There are 4 doors. And so I finished the first door, and then a Cyber Demon appears for the next door. And then basically whenever you finished a room, whenever you're finished a door, it triggers, you come back and you go to the next door. And when you do that, it triggers a Cyber Demon. Nice lighting in this hallway here. So we have a bit of platforming here. This was really unlucky. That guy took like how many? Like 4 shotgun blasts? I wasn't able to do a double kill with the BFG. So I definitely wanted to limit the amount of time you use the single shotgun and the chain gun. I got really unlucky there too. A BFG blast, 2 rockets, and a shotgun blast for that Baron. This part is really awkward. Those 4 Barons. And so there was a key in the blood or whatever in that thing there. I guess it's like a blood fall. What's it called? Fire lava. So that's a common theme where you'd have a mid texture that you can go through, whether it's a waterfall or something like that, or a blood fall, or a what? A lava fall. Now we have a surprise. Cyber Demon appears again. He wouldn't shoot. He took forever to shoot. You have to time your BFG blast after he shoots. This room here, this is an homage to a Quake level. I believe it's E1M3. The Necropolis, is that what it is? I think so. There's a room where you have a switch here, shootable switch. It doesn't look the same as the Necropolis, but it's the exact same idea. You press the switch and then these stairs lower. And so that's exactly what I did here. Trying to think what I did. It's not a stair action. I had to hack that up with, I think it's floor raised to lowest ceiling, but it ends up lowering instantly. That imp didn't die with the rockets, so he got in the way. Yeah, some nice shadowing in the hallways. This room is pretty cool. It eventually gets pretty cool. I believe we have some deep lava right here. It's another trick. So we have some rising stairs. I have to wait for them to rise. And now, oh, yeah. So now we have double rising stairs. So that's really interesting. You can see that they initially rose or whatever. They went like this, and then I was able to go in the door over here. And now they're raising the other way. So that's another trick. I learned that from Eternal Doom. What map? I think it was map 12. Yeah, so there's a trick in order to do the double rising staircase. So let's go over here. Yeah, if you stick a vertex in the middle, and then you stagger your line defs, you're able to rise. Normally you can't, you can only rise, you can make a staircase rise in one direction. But if you do this trick, you can make them rise from both directions. So it's really cool. This room looks really nice, by the way. I got really unlucky with that Baron. He never died. Okay, yellow key acquired. So apparently, so Rivix mentioned this. about the room discombobulating after getting the yellow key, and I think that's what's happening here. So if you remember the double rising staircase that we noticed just a short while ago, now all of those sectors have lowered down, way down underground. And so that's another cool thing. So so for that staircase, I was able to make it rise twice in different directions, and then I was able to lower all those sectors down. So there's a lot of stuff going on with those stairs. So now we're down into the ground, into the underground. My health is starting to dwindle. Yeah, apparently this part here is optional. I noticed we haven't picked up a backpack yet. There is a backpack later on. This is sort of like the warm-up to when it gets a little crazier. So basically every cyber demon you see, you're going to two-shot, except for later on in the map where you're allowed to, where it gets a little too dangerous. That was close. I really had to strafe run out of there fast to not get hit by that rocket. Not that one. That one right there. I was surprised. I killed all 3 Barons with only 2 BFG blasts. I was shocked by that. Because it feels like I wasn't even in the room. I was just outside of the doorway. And the doorway was very narrow. And now the stairs raised again. It's just never ending with those stairs. And here we have a nice little slaughter fest with all the shotgunners. You can't tell. Oh, but you can tell. Look at that. So that is the exit sign. However, I tweaked the what? The alignment. I tweaked the alignment so that it says tit. Just like a boob. So that is a bit of an Easter egg. This doesn't do anything. I just wanted to show off my texture alignment skills and spell out something obscene. Obscene or wonderful? Probably wonderful. So this is the Crusher gallery that Plums, I believe, was talking about. You can still hear the cyber demons are stomping around underground in the starting room here. So they're just teasing you this whole time. You know you're going to have to fight them eventually. I guess they're up high now. Oh, this next area has a really nice texture theme. I use some vines and whatnot. I was really proud of this texture theme. Yeah, this room looks really nice. And I believe the underwater area is coming up after this. Okay, so keep your eyes in the water. You'll notice that there's nothing there. It's just water. And by nothing, I mean there's no boat. Yeah, I was a little too eager there to put my BFG away. Okay, so I'm about to fall underwater. We're going to go under that water. So I go into this little building here, and then I have to do various things in order to get this set up properly. So this is another one of those stacked line def action things. So where's the underwater? Here it is right here. Okay, so spoiler alert, here's the boat, but you never saw it in the water. It didn't exist yet, but it does. As soon as you fall down here, it does a bunch of things. So what is this first one? So there's a bunch of stacked line defs here. You know, I should have done something else, because when you walk into this area, you fall down this hole there, you don't see water, you don't fall into water. And then when you open up this door, you also don't see the water. So it might be a little bit immersion breaking, but I couldn't think of how to do it properly in order to fit perfectly, because, you know, there's only so much you can do in Vanilla Doom, right? However, so this first line def, what does this do? So this floor raised to lowest ceiling. And so what that does is it lowers the floor as opposed to raising it. It lowers the floor instantly. Okay, so we're going to delete this line. Now this line, door open stay. Okay, so what this does is it lowers the ceiling instantly. Okay, so that's what that does. Oh, right, because so we're going to be going underwater. So when you look up, you have to see like a water ceiling to sort of mimic the idea of you being underwater, right? And so that's what that does. That lowers all of this stuff. And this is, in the ceiling is water, right? Yes. But then there's also sky somewhere. Yeah. So this was the sky. I don't even think you can see the sky because the mountain is so like tall. Anyways, let's see what the next one does. So this one, light change to darks. Yeah. And also because you're underwater, it gets darker. So that's what this one does. Is there more? Yes, there is. And then this one, door open stay. So this this lowers the ceiling again. This lowers this ceiling, I should say, instantly. Okay, so that's what that does. And then what does this do? Floor raised to lowest ceiling. Where? I don't even know what this does. What sector does this do? Sector tag 76. So where is sector tag 76? Oh, it's over here. So what does it do? Floor raised to lowest ceiling. Okay, so it raises the teleport. So we took this teleporter to get into this area. So you walk over this and it blocks off access to this area because, you know, everything's going to be screwed up. So this, if you die, this is not very co-op compatible, but there's not really nothing you can do about that. So that's what that does. it stops you from coming back in here again. After you beat this part, you'll get back to here eventually. And if you wander over here again, you won't be able to use this teleporter anymore because this room will be off limits. So that's why I did that. And so what else? How many more lines do we have? Floor raised to lowest ceiling. Oh, I already did that. So that was the last one. So that was like 5 line defs stacked on top of each other. Okay, so this is, okay, so let's continue. All right, so this is tag 71. Okay, so this boat appears. So initially, the ceiling is up at 2048 units high. If you look at the bottom left, it says the ceiling is at 2048. All of these things here are 2048. And so if I zoom out, you can see that there are control sectors on the top left corner for the boat. And so dummy sectors and control sectors. So basically, those control sectors control where the ceiling lowers to in order to create the boat sector. So basically, you're going to look up at the top, up at the ceiling when you're underwater. You're going to see the water, and then you're going to see the bottom of the boat, and it's going to look really cool. And you're going to say, "How the hell did he do that?" And this is how I did it. However, if you go over here in Vanilla Doom, and you look over here towards the boat, I think it's if you look over here, or it's if you're standing in this corner and you look over there. I forget what, but there's going to be a lot of Hall of Mirrors effects because there's just there are too many line defs with the boat, and I wanted to keep the boat because the boat looked so cool, and I was really proud about the boat. The boat. Underwater. Look at how cool this looks. And you caught a peek of the boat there. There it is. Did you see the boat? Did you see the boat? It also has a propeller, and it also has an anchor. So I really went all out. Oh, got another glimpse of the boat there as I was going up the stairs. There it is. Bye-bye boat. Okay, this room is really cool as well. Okay, so this little bridge here, it keeps raising up, and it keeps going in a different direction too. So initially we're going this way, then we're going to go up some stairs, and then the bridge is going to go this way. Then we're going to go up some stairs, and then the bridge is going to go this way again. So it keeps changing, and I did a bunch of tricks in order to achieve that. A bunch of instant floor raise tricks. And so that was really fun to do. You can see actually right here, there's an entranceway. That's where we're going. And then, but look up here, we have, we're faking room over room. So, so basically, it's definitely not zero brightness. So I wonder what it's going to look like when we go in there. You might be able to see through the ceiling. Yeah, you can see through the ceiling. And then the bridge raised up. And then we also have some nice rounded corners in the corner of the room. Looks very nice. Okay, so this part is pretty cool as well. Now, you may notice there's a hole here. Now, normally, there might be a hole there, and you fall into the hole. And then there's a wall here, so it's basically like this wall here would just have a low ceiling. And so when you get to the bottom of the hole, you can go under the ceiling because the ceiling is so low and the hole is so low. However, you may notice that that's not what I'm doing. You may notice that this is an actual hole. And then there's another sector here before the wall there. So I'm obviously not doing it so that you just fall into a hole and then you go under the ceiling. So how does this work? I think what I did is basically you fall into the hole, and then as you're falling, you walk over a line, and it lowers this little sector here instantly, so that when you get to the bottom, then you get to see the low ceiling. But by setting it up the way I did, it makes it look much nicer, and it makes you wonder how did that happen? Yeah, you heard the floor lower instantly. We have more mid-texture stuff here. That was a mistake on my part. I was trying to shoot the switches here, and I did, but then I kept shooting. And so the Cyber Demon teleported in, and then my stray shots suddenly targeted the Cyber Demon, and then I hit him. And so after I hit him, now he's targeting me, and he's not going to infight with anyone else. And so that was a mistake on my part. Killing the Cyber Demon like that is very not fun. It's very awkward. But it was the only thing I could think of. Because I wanted the cyber to be up there. By the way, once again, the Cyber Demon was on top of this platform here, and you could see I could see through the bottom of the platform. And so that was a really cool idea too, because he's on top of here, and like I said, you can't have rooms over rooms. And so what I think is happening is, I don't know how I set it up actually. I'm assuming that it's just a self-referencing sector. So those sectors, you can see through their walls. And I think that's what happens. And with those type of sectors, you can also shoot through the walls. You can basically shoot through the sector with hit scan weapons. And so I was using the chain gun to shoot this switch over here, which was through this platform sector. So I just want to double check to make sure that's actually what happens. Okay, so here it is right here. Yeah, so it's at 232, and then the floor is at 0. So I'm assuming, and does it have a tag? It does have a tag, but I think that's just for the Cyber Demon to teleport into. Yeah. Yeah, so, and it is a self-reference sector. You can see, I'm assuming, self-reference sector, right? Yeah, so the front and back of the line references the same sector. So that's why it's called a self-reference sector. So it's kind of interesting. So there's like a wall here. There's a barrier here that the Cyber Demon teleports onto, but you can shoot through it with your hit scan weapons. Are my arm motions helping? We're not even halfway through yet. This part might require SR50. I'm not sure. I got hit there. This guy was being a real bitch. So these are the slow lifts, by the way. The fast lifts did not exist in the original Doom. I always give people shit for using the slow lift. But I had to use them for this because they didn't exist. This part reminds me of Silent Hill 2. It's sort of a similar setup to the Brookhaven Hospital with the staircases. And right here, you can see that this is a different texture here. We have a light texture. And so what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to press this. And as I walk up the stairs, I do press it. And that triggers that opens up the area that opens up the next area. So this is a bit of a puzzle. You can see as I was walking up the stairs, I hit press. And then you can hear the switch sound effect because I also gave that light sector, the upper texture, I gave it the switch texture. I don't know if you heard it or not, but I heard it. Okay, so this was the part that had the Hall of Mirrors effects. So I basically opened the door and you would just get instead of it looking like a sky, it would just be Hall of Mirrors effects because apparently you can't have the sky on the ceiling and the floor. And so as I think Walter was the one who pointed that out. And so I think I did the floor. I used the floor. I made the floor a different flat. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Oh no, I caught some Hall of Mirrors effect. What? I swear I caught some. This part is pretty ridiculous because you're just surrounded. You're swarmed. And it's really tight quarters as well. And you can't walk over this line over here. Or the other line. Because it triggers the Cyber Demon. Like that. I got really unlucky with the block map there. That was already 3 shots on the Cyber, and he still hasn't died. Okay, so for this part, this switch right here, there's once again a whole bunch of stacked line defs. And so I basically put this, you press this, but the switch doesn't animate. But I wanted to make it a switch texture so that you would know that you're supposed to press it. However, I think it makes sounds. I think. We'll have to check that. No, it doesn't even make a sound. That's a bad design. I should have, for these line defs, I should have given it a switch texture so that you could hear it make sounds. Yeah, I would definitely redo that. But basically, so if I hover over this, so that does the first one. And I had to set this up right because in order to stack line defs, for this one especially, so there's stacked line defs, and this is pressable switches. And when you do that with stacked line defs, so basically the line defs are taking up the exact same space on the map. And so when you press a line def, it does it by, I think, the line number, the line def. So this is line def 6497, right? And so it does the lowest line def first. And so I had to set it up so that the lowest line def was 6497. And then the next one was whatever does this. And the next one was whatever does this. So these are switch once line def. So basically you press this, it triggers this line def, and then it opens up the door it doesn't open up the door. That was a saying I was saying. There's no actual door, but it triggers this line def, and now this line def has been used because it's a switch once. So now you can use the next line def. And so if I press delete, then it does the next one, and then the next one, the next one, next one, next one, next one, next one, next one. So basically these are all barriers. And as you press all the switches to lower the barriers, each of these barriers has a baron, so a bunch of barons. So basically the first barrier, there's one baron. The second barrier, there's two barons, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, until you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until you have 10 barons. So I guess there's 10 barriers. So whatever 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, I know there's an equation that you can use in order to figure that out, but I forget what it is offhand. But I think I press it a whole bunch of times initially to lower a bunch of the barriers. And once you lower the barriers, these barons teleport into where the barriers were. And so I pressed the switches a bunch of times. I mean, we could just watch it. I pressed the switches a bunch of times, and so a bunch of the barons teleport in. But I don't think I do all of them yet. I think I save some because the further barriers back have more barons that teleport in. So it does start to get kind of hairy. I mean, you can control it by only releasing like one barrier at a time, but this is supposed to be a speed run, right? So I wanted to try and let out as many barons as possible. I may have done all of them at once, I'm not sure. I think I do run out of cells eventually. And I have to go to rockets. Trying to hide in the corner. Okay, and we're back here. And we picked up a backpack. Hooray. So now, once you pick up the backpack, you know you're in for it. Stuff's about to get serious because now you have double the capacity for ammo. And so we're going to be using a lot of BFG stuff now. I think this is where I pause. Yeah. Kobe's like, okay, I want in now. And so I get up and I go and let him in. So this was 2013, right? I think my other dog, Kirby, he had died that year, actually. And then Kobe lived for another 7 years after that. This part, so you walk into this little, I don't even know what it's called, like an archway or something, and then you have the staircase, but if you fall down the staircase and you don't go fast enough, you get trapped at the bottom of the stairs and you can't go through the archway because the archway is too tall. So you just have to like walk up the stairs a bit and then leave. But I get stuck in the right here. Yeah, right there, I'm stuck. Oh, no, it's okay. So I had it the opposite way. So basically the stairs were blocking me. You have to sort of take the archway step as the first stair to get up to the staircase. But there's a gap between the archway and the staircase. So I got stuck in the gap. And I did it again. By accident. Really unlucky with the block map there. I wanted to keep as many cells in this hallway as possible. Because there's another fight coming up. So I had a problem with this hallway here with these lowering floors. So they lowered the lowest floor, which isn't strange or anything. However, I was running into a problem. Because where are we, by the way? Are we over here? Yes, we're over here. So it's basically just two sectors. So we have a dark sector, which is this. It does have 192. Yeah, I mean, so it's just, they're dark because why? What's the wall? Okay, so the walls are metal and red. So I guess it goes from, that doesn't make sense. It's 192. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So this is, yeah, I was looking at the height as opposed to the brightness. Yeah, so we have dark 96 brightness sectors with black ceiling and floor, and then we have the metal walls. And then we have bright red 224 brightness. So there's basically two different kinds of sectors. So it's the dark sector, the dark black sector, and then the bright red sector. However, and so basically when I made this hallway, I just had two sectors. So if I were to highlight this, it would have highlighted all of the, hey, that's cool, it has numbers. It would have highlighted all of the dark sectors, right? By the way, I don't understand this. How do I unselect? That's something I don't understand. How do you unselect something? This is a problem I had earlier today. Normally in like Doom Builder 1.68, you highlight a bunch of stuff and then you just like click outside the map and it'll deselect. Oh, okay. I right clicked. Anyway, but now you can see that basically every single sector is its own sector now. And that was the only way I could get all these sectors to lower to the lowest floor, because I would press the switch to lower all these sectors, all these floors to the lowest floor to get to the next fight, but they wouldn't lower when they were all joined. And so I had to make every single sector its own sector. And it ended up working. Yeah, this part is a little awkward with these cacodemons that are coming down. Sometimes they get stuck like that. And I was playing with no sound on my no sound Windows XP computer, so I couldn't hear that there were still no monsters, that all the monsters were dead. So that's why I kept shooting rockets up. I really like how this area looks. You may have noticed I used the fire lava texture as like a blood fall. I think that looks way better than the regular blood fall. And then we have some more deep blood. Yeah, this room is really cool with the archway. You can't really see it anymore, but right there, caught a glimpse of it. For some reason, there's a big number 8 on the ceiling and the floor. I don't know why. That doesn't really symbolize anything. It's just a design. Cyberdemon got clobbered by the Barons, and now there is a crap load of Barons left alive. I don't know why I opted to have the floor raise up so slowly. I could have done one of the instant ones for lower to highest ceiling. I'm just getting thrashed by these barons here. I don't know if it's immediately noticeable, but that hallway that I already went through right here, it's different now. So the light levels have sort of reversed. Now you can see the lights on the side. Okay, so now, if you remember... Okay, this is kind of interesting. Okay, now if you remember... We are way back at the start now. So this was the original elevator from the very beginning. Now it's raising back up to the room we went to, and we're finally going to kill these 4 cyber demons from the start room. They've been teasing us the whole time. There's only 20 monsters left. That was a bad shot. That was a bad shot. So we have 2 air balls so far. I think there's another one too. I swear there's another air ball. Maybe not. Maybe it was just the 2 air balls. Yeah, okay, just 2 air balls, but... So we have 16 monsters left, and I know for a fact that there are 9 monsters, I think, in the final room. So now you have to sort of make your way back to where you were. And then as you go there, we have some more teleporting cyber demons that sort of try to block your path. I'm starting to feel a little queasy here. I've developed a, what's that called? Not stage fright. Motion sickness. I don't know why I thought of stage fright. I've developed motion sickness like 10-ish years ago, maybe more. It seemed to sort of coincide exactly with when my vision started to deteriorate. So I'm assuming they're related. It's not just a coincidence. But I get it from watching Doom demos. And so I try not to watch Doom demos. And so especially for the longer demos like this, it really starts to bother my stomach. And I'm starting to sweat a little. Starting to feel a little queasy. Okay, 8 left. So this is a different... So now we're at the exit. We're finally at the exit. I really like how this exit looks. Oh, so by the way, the secret. The secret, it's not even a secret. So it's basically that... I don't know what that is. This design here. It's sort of like a bomb explosion. So basically, this is the exit. It's one of those exits. It's a death exit. So you have to do something. You have to press a switch, and then basically this red floor will lower down and turn into lava. However, in order to trigger the secret, you have to walk over this before you press the switch. And so I'm assuming, because it's a really big sector, so as you fight the last cyber demons, you'd probably walk over it anyway. But it would be funny if you trigger the exit, but you forget to walk over that sector so that you don't trigger the secret. That would be unfortunate. And so this last part is just a 2-shotting cyber demons type of thing. I think there's only enough cells. So there are 7 cyber demons. And if you do 2 shots per, so that's 80 times 7 would be 560, right? So that means you have 2 shots per cyber demon, but then you have 1 extra shot. Because you get you have 600 cells capacity. Oh. Normally I would finish off a cyber demon with a super shotgun, but since this is Doom 1, you have to use your rocket launcher. So I got 3 shots left. There you go. So you noticed, okay. You may have noticed that there's, after I kill the cyber demon, there's 1 monster left. And now it's dead. And so there's the exit right there. And you might be wondering, what the hell am I doing? Okay. So you might be wondering, what the hell was I doing, right? So let's just turn this back on. So when I recorded the demo, there was a bug at the very end. So in order to set up that exit area, so I basically have, there's a demon right here. It's a demon, right? Yeah. So this demon is in a dummy sector. And then there's a bunch of sectors right here. And so I'm just trying to remember how I did it. So here's your cyber demons that teleport in. Okay, so you press each of these, and it apparently it opens the cyber demon. It allows this cyber demon out. And it also does something over here. So what does this do? This floor raised to lowest ceiling. Okay, so this lowers the floor instantly. So once you press all of these switches, all the cyber demons come out, but then it allows the demon to walk over here. And it also allows the demon to walk over this line, which is a walk over repeated lift, lower, weight, raise. Line def action, which triggers this sector here. And so this line def action is one of the few line def actions that monsters can also trigger. And so that's why this demon is in this dummy sector. So basically, you have to let all the cyber demons out by pressing these switches, and then it allows the demon to wander free because there are no more barriers in front of it, and it allows the demon to walk over this. And then it allows you, and so basically he's going to be sort of wandering back and forth in this area, walking over the line over and over and over. And so basically it's lowering this lift, in which gives you access to this switch, and you press this switch and it lowers this barrier so that you can press this switch, which okay, so yes, lowering the barrier gives you access to this line def, which lowers the exit. It reveals the exit. And then this switch behind the barrier, it crushes the dummy sector where the demon was. Okay, with that being said, the reason I was sort of dilly-dallying at the end of that demo was because I did all of this, I pressed the switch, and the demon wasn't dying. I was looking at the kill counter, and there was still 1 monster left. And I'm like, what the hell? So I'm just like wandering around, wasting time. And then he finally died. And so what was happening was the crusher was going down. The crusher was crushing, but it didn't actually crush the demon. The demon sort of was running into the ceiling, as opposed to the ceiling crushing the demon. the ceiling was crushing, but it missed the demon. And so then the demon was just wandering back and forth. And then the crusher went up again, and then it finally ended up, they timed it correctly so that the demon got crushed. And so that was not very good design by me. And so what I did, I think I mentioned this in this video, I must have, right? But I was able to edit the map. And so I had recorded my demo on that first version of the WAD, of the initial version of the WAD. And then I was able to edit the map after that in order to tweak this dummy sector. And I added, I made this part, I moved one of the vertices. It must have been this one. There was probably a vertex right here, a vertex right here. And I just moved it over here and it made this line diagonal. And by doing that, the demon got crushed sooner. He got crushed immediately. And so that's why we watched the demo and the kill counter went down to 0 immediately. That's because the demon got killed immediately after I had edited the map. So I was able to record the demo on the first version of the map. Then I was able to edit the demo, not the demo. I was able to edit the WAD, and I fixed up the dummy sector here so that the monster would die sooner. Now, there was really no reason to do that for the demo's sake. It was for releasing of the WAD's sake. That would have been a bug, and so I wanted to fix that. And I was able to salvage my demo. I didn't have to re-record my demo, because normally when you screw around with vertexes and with vertices and making new sectors and all that sort of stuff, you have to rebuild the nodes, and it ends up desyncing the demo, and then you have to record a new demo on your new version of the WAD. But I didn't have to do that, and I was really proud of myself that I didn't have to do that. I was able to fix a bug without having to re-record my demo. So that was really cool. I was really happy about that. But the reason I was wandering around was because I recorded it on the first version of the WAD. So the demon hadn't died yet. And so that's that. Anyway, I think this was a pretty long video, hour 48. Yeah, it's not as long as I thought it would have been, but that's probably the best Doom 1 level I've played. I haven't played a whole lot of Doom 1 levels, but I mean, I was extremely satisfied with this level and really happy with how it turned out. There's a lot of BFG usage, a lot of cybers, a lot of barons, a lot of fun stuff. And there was a lot of adventure. There was a lot of tricks, a lot of editing tricks. It looked really nice. So I don't know, you can't do much better than that, right? Super happy with how this turned out. Now, obviously, there's a lot of other levels we can revisit eventually. I've released a lot of levels, so I will definitely do that. We will go through some more of my levels. And it's really nice having them in video form, because then I could sort of pause and rewind and fast forward and all that sort of stuff. So, with that being said, give this WAD a try. So the room below, it was released as a standalone WAD initially for Doom 1, and then it was also released in my ESP Mega WAD for Doom 2, which is where this intermission screen comes from. And even though this ESP is a Doom 2 WAD, the room below is unchanged. It only has Doom 1 stuff. So until then, keep your glasses on.